welcome back to Jacob's Toys. Please do like, share, subscribe, and all of those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. In this video, we are taking a look at the Rex SPLODE deluxe action figure from Diamond Select Toys. This, of course, is based on the character from the hit Amazon TV show Invincible, based on the comic book of the same name. Now, this is series 4 of the figures. We've had a whole bunch of characters so far, and now it's Rex's turn. Now, if you are watching this on Amazon, you'll know that Rex is quite a predominant character in the latest series. I'm not going to give too many spoilers away, but I am really glad that Diamond Select picked him as one of the characters for series 4. This looks cool. This looks cool. Now, a lot of people have said about Diamond Select Toys figures and the articulation on them, and as I've said on all of my reviews when it comes to Diamond Select Toys, they are not the most articulated figures in the world. They've got some pretty decent articulation, but they're not as articulated as some of the other 6-inch figures out there by other brands. However, what they do lack in articulation, they more than make up for in accessories and paintwork and sculpt. For me personally, I'm a big fan of the comic, I'm a big fan of the TV show, and I think these figures absolutely nail the likeness of these characters. The paintwork, the sculpt, as I said, is all really good. Now, as you can see, there's a pretty decent amount of articulation. You can get them into some pretty cool poses. Not as articulated as you might like, but that sculpt is fantastic. And it looks like it's right off the page, right off the screen. Now, Rex is one of my favourite characters in the show. So I'm glad that he comes with a whole bunch of accessories. The one I'm probably most excited about, which we've not seen yet in with any of the other figures from this line, is the alternate arms. So of course he can charge these little batons that he wears around his belt, as well as other various objects. So to have kind of a powered up arm or pair of arms is a nice accessory. He also comes with 2 alternate heads. So of course the one that's on him is the unmasked one. You've then got the kind of vanilla pose, the kind of standard pose, and of course you've got like an action pose as well there. So depending on how you want your Rex to be posed, you've got 3 options there for his head. You've also got another 4 sets of hands. They're all, you know, they're sets at the end of the day. They're pretty much a mirror of each other, as well as the closed fists on him and the alternate arm. So altogether, that is what, 6 hand variations, which is quite a lot for an action figure in today's kind of terms. With other lines, kind of when you get this many accessories, they kind of bump it up to a more deluxe figure, a more deluxe kind of offering, but Diamond Select tend to kind of throw in as much as they possibly can, really. I'm not going to mess around with changing any of these particular hands over, because yeah, I'm not fussed. I mean, the ones that I want those powered up arms on him, so they're the ones I'm going to swap them out for. Let's just have a look at these buttons, see if any of these come off. One thing I would say is that with some of the Diamond Select figures, there's kind of little secrets, little bits that move or remove and stuff like that, and they don't always tend to kind of signal that on the box. So it's always worth kind of having a look and see if any of the accessories or pieces move around or come off. But in this case, they don't. So anyway, let's swap them arms out, let's swap the head out and have a look what he looks like. So there we go, that's Rex SPLODE. That's what he's going to look like on my shelf. It's a nice effect piece. Now, we know that Diamond Select can do well with translucent pieces. We've seen them on previous figures. People like Sue Storm, for example, from the Marvel Fantastic Four line. They did some really good translucent pieces with her. And yeah, and I don't think this is any different. I think they've kind of given us just enough. It gives him that powered up look. And as I said, it's not something we've had with any of the other figures. So to be able to have his kind of power set being shown is a nice touch. Now, people have said about, you know, this license going over to other brands and whether it should stay with Diamond Select, but for me personally, I think these look really good as kind of a model on the shelf. I think for me, detail and sculpt is always a big thing, and as you can see here, they are absolutely kind of comic book accurate. He really does look quite good, and the joints are quite well hidden when you've got them in a sort of standard vanilla pose. But do check out my channel. I've done a whole bunch of reviews on the rest of the line, the Invincible line from Diamond Select Toys. A massive thank you to Diamond Select Toys for sending this over. And of course, like I said at the beginning, please do like, share, subscribe, and all of those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you soon.